we're here for the next part of our spooky tree tutorial. If I hadn't mentioned before, it just dawned on me that I should have been making a big deal about the fact that this sculpture of sorts has no clay. So that's one of the major pluses of this tree. And it's very forgiving. You know, with clay, mistakes can be seen. With foil and paper towel and tape and glue, mistakes can be hidden really well. It's really cool. So today's video, we're going to, as you can see, I finished my little miniature tree here. He's about half the size as the other one. I finished taping him, and I did this thing here where this is where I'm going to be putting the tea light after I cut a hole. And I did like a little ring cap. I just took foil, rolled it into a strip, and then taped it all up. And then made it fit in here. So it's going to look like, you know, like it's just chopped off. And then his eyes are going to be glowing. Okay, but today all you're going to need for this tutorial is some water, paper towel, a large bowl. This isn't large, but this is what I'm going to be using because my guy is small. And lots of glue. And that's it. I'm going to show you how I break up the paper towel so that we don't leave any lines, identifiable lines on the body. And I'm going to teach you how to dip the glue, the paper towel in the glue. We're going to add water to the glue to make it a little bit more liquidy. We don't want it thick. We want it thick-ish, watery-ish, okay? So I'll demonstrate that in a minute. I just wanted to show you that I finished taping up my guy. I have my paper towel here. Just bring the whole kit and caboodle. Lots of glue and something to stir your glue water mixture. Okay, so yeah, we'll be right back, and I will show you how to cut up your paper towel and then show you how to dip your paper towel into the glue, or at least what I do. All right, I'll be right back. Okay guys, let's start with our strips of paper towel. I just bought, where is it? These Smartly paper towels from Target for 89 cents each. And they come with like little lines, a lot like toilet paper does, you know. So I just broke them at that line, see? Okay. So I'm left with these rectangles. And now what we want to do, instead of using this piece that's just completely and utterly sharp on the edges, let's just take a few at a time. What we're going to do is we're going to mess up the edges a bit by tearing, okay? So first we're going to tear on the end. And start from as close to the end as you can, so you don't waste a whole lot. Put that to the side. So now you see how we have these jagged edges? This is going to be how we disguise lines on our tree. Flip to the other side. Just kind of make it as messy as you can. Put these strips to the side. See? Okay, and now we're going to do the sides like this. Don't worry about crumpling the paper towel, because the more crumpled the better. If you mess up, it's okay. Just come to this side and just keep cutting. Okay. Okay. See how that side's messy? Now we're going to come to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, put those to the side. All right, so Yes, it's messy and looking, but once we get this on the tree, it's going to be super awesome. Okay? I chose this type of size because my tree is really small. If your tree is large, you can keep these pieces together instead of breaking them in half. You can keep them as one full piece, you know, like that. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you do things, you're not going to mess up. But if you want to disguise any of these rigid lines so that it looks more natural, you're going to have to tear up the edges, okay? But if you don't mind that, then hey, that's all you. It's your tree, and if that's what you want, that's cool. I'm sure we can find something to do with these. I'm not really sure at the moment, but let's put these to the side. And let's continue cutting up our paper. What I think we're going to do is we're going to take 2 at a time. And we're going to fold them in half like this. And tear. Put these to the side. Come to this end. This will help us get it done a little quicker. Here. And this is why I said you should have a ton of paper towel and stuff like that, because you're going to be tearing and just, there's a little bit of leftover. Put this on the side. See, now when we unfold it, we have jagged edges all the way around. Put those over here. Okay, let's do it again. 2 more. Oops. 1, 2. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's fold them. Tear the ends. I'll think of something to do with these strips. If you don't want to waste, and if it bothers you, we'll think of something. It bothers me a little bit. Maybe use it as stuffing for something. Or maybe we can make our own confetti. I don't know. Tear the edges. Okay, and then this side. Try to get as close to the edge as you can, so we have as little waste as possible. All right, we did that. Over here, and we just keep on going. We could probably pull off this whole thing here. I'm gonna try this pile. I don't know. No. I'm not gonna. No. Let me be patient. 2 at a time. I will be patient. Tear. And you just keep going. And this is, you're gonna need a lot of this to cover up your tree, depending on what size tree you made. Like I said, they're 89 cents at Target for a whole roll, which is a really good price, if you ask me. But you didn't, so. Okay. Here. After this, I will show you how to prepare your glue, and then I'll show you what you're going to do with your glue, and then you're on your own. No! I'm just kidding. You're not really on your own. I'm here if you need help. I have faith in you. I don't think you'll need any help. You know what I think we could do with this that just occurred to me while I was tearing is we could turn this into Easter basket grass. You can dye it with some dyes of some sort. Dry them all out and throw them in an Easter basket. That'd be cool. Okay, and as close to the edge as I can. Okay. And open these up. Okay, so you have this pile of jaggedy paper towel. Okay, so you keep doing that as long as you want to, because it is kind of relaxing. And when you're ready, we'll start the glue. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, we're back. I wanted to say something quickly about the paper towel. Make sure that you only have 1 ply. Like, don't buy the 2 ply, 3 ply, whatever. You want to have 1 ply. And if you do happen to, if you have already purchased it and it was an accident and you did get multi-ply, I want to show you. See that? Wait, see? It can come apart. Okay, so we're going to pull that apart. You want it to be as thin as you can get it. See how I'm pulling it apart now? That's what we want. Okay, and that's what you're going to do with all of your sheets. You definitely want that as thin as you can get it, so it's going to look like this. Because that way any texture that's built in is going to be even more, it's going to disappear even better, okay? So make sure you do that before you start the gluing process. Let's do one more, see if we can get it to come apart here. Okay, come over here, let's see. There we go. When you tear it, it should make it easier to do that. And if you can't get it apart, it's okay. It'll be fine. But I'm trying to find a little piece here. Okay, I see. Here we go. Okay. See? Carefully break them apart. And you end up with more sheets that way as well. You can still use them, but you end up with twice as many of those sheets. Okay? So continue doing that until you have enough. But yeah, make sure it's just a 1 ply. So if you buy, accidentally buy paper towels that are more than 1 ply, just take them apart, okay? All right, let's move on to the glue part. Okay. It's time for the glue. Here's our beautiful pile of paper towel. Remember, as I said, you can make your pieces wider if you want, but this should be fine. But what our goal is going to be is we're going to wet it with glue, and then we're going to kind of crinkle it up and then lay it on to look like bark. So just always remember when you're doing this tree that there's never a wrong way to do it, that it's really hard to mess this up. So don't panic, just have lots of fun, okay? Anything that you think that you've messed up on can be easily fixed in this project, so that's the best part. All right, so we have our water here. Let's move this over. We have our bowl. You have, I have a little silicone stirry thing, spatula, if you have something like that, but you can rinse off whatever you use because it's just glue. Okay, so I'm going to put this down right here. All right. Oh, grab this heavy glue situation. I would say I'm going to eyeball this, but you can pour in like, let's see, a cup, half a cup, depending on how big your guy is. Your tree, excuse me. Okay. One sec, I'll show you. We're going to add water to this as well, so. Okay. So, I think we're going to need more than that, actually. All right, well, let's add our water first and see. Okay. I would say 1 part water, 1 part glue, half part water. Stir. Might feel a little gross. Don't worry. You could also put this in a container with a lid and shake. I've done that before, like a, you know, a screw top type of thing. Okay, and I think this is good. Make sure you stir it really well. You want it to blend really well. Otherwise you'll just have a bunch of clumps and it's just not going to do anything that we need it to do. We need it to be very watery so it'll dry nice and even. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Let's keep stirring just a little bit. By the way, this is pretty messy. So I have a paper towel down here. It's a fun kind of mess, but if you don't like things on your fingers, you might want to put like plastic gloves on or something, because your hands are going to get pretty gluey. Okay. Just a little bit more stirring. All right, let's see. All right, that's about half a cup. But this is just because my character, well, for the purposes of the video, and also my tree is small. So it just depends. But I would say 1 part glue and then half part water. But you want the consistency to be like pancake batter. Like that. Or like scrambled egg. The fluid scrambled eggs. Okay, so you don't even have to memorize the parts. You just want it to look like this, like pancake batter. Okay, all right, now let's get our tree. Let's move our giant thing of glue. Oh, it's heavy. Shoo. All right, let's get our tree. Move our water out of the way. Switch. Okay, here comes the fun part now. Remember pancake batter. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to leave my spatula here. Okay, so what we're going to do we're going to take our paper towel. You can just YOLO this and just dip your paper towel in and pull it out, but it's going to make a huge mess. So what you should do is fold it in half, dip, and then open it up and fold it over the glue. This, and kind of shimmy it out. You are going to get messy. You do want the whole piece covered, okay? So like I said, if you don't like your fingers getting yucky, which I kind of don't, but I'm going to do it for the video, then you might want to put plastic gloves on. All right, now let's get this open. Carefully open it. Try not to tear it. Which I may. Okay, just try not to tear it. If you do, that's okay. It's just paper towel. All right. This is hard to do on camera. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we could use this as a learning experience. Okay. So if you get it so it like falls apart like this, it's okay. Because we're going to just throw it on the tree like this. In like a weird kind of bandagey situation. Okay. But you want to make sure that it, you know, in your mind, it looks like bark, if you know what I mean. Like kind of make it, let's see, push it, pull it around. You kind of want to, you know, make it look striated like bark. Okay. So for this one, let's just dip. Okay. The camera is like right to the left of me, and it's becoming difficult to film as I maneuver the paper towel. You see? Okay. And now we're gonna just lay it on the tree. Make sure it's wet. Lay it on the tree. Like that. If you feel like you didn't get enough glue on the paper towel, just sort of apply some. Okay, but make sure it's wet. And make sure you're doing like a, you know, kind of a barky looking design, for the lack of a better term. Okay, and if you find that making this 1-ply is stressful for you, just leave it 2-ply without breaking it apart. You know, that stage earlier. If you find that, you know, this is driving you crazy, just cut some more and just don't tear it apart. That way you'll have better control if you just don't really want to mess with the tediousness of the really thin piece. It'll still come out fine. Make sure you're saturating it a bit more. Okay. There we go. Okay. Saturated. Okay. Just kind of throw it on there. Make it kind of, you know, manipulate it with your fingers. Make it kind of striated, which is the best term I can think of. Like muscle. Okay? You just keep doing that. Grab the glue. Make sure it gets all over the piece. This can be done with napkin as well. So if you have any like napkins laying around. Okay, here we go. Go like that. And let's do a little on his body. Make sure you don't put it on flat. And make sure when you're placing, ooh, this is going to be pretty. When you're placing the napkins or the paper towels, that you have it one on top of the next piece. So, because that's going to hide the obviousness of the placement, if that makes sense. Let's get all this wet. So what I mean is, place this like on top of that. See what I mean? Okay. There we go. Let me show you a quick trick. Now, make sure you get a little, you know, don't make it perfect. You want it to look like bark. Old, dead bark. Now, I want to show you a quick trick to make a knot on the tree. You can make a knot with the foil, or take this. you can go like this. Wait, use your finger, hang on. You can use your finger and go. Like that. And just throw on a knot like that. See? And this is all you do. You just keep doing this. Like I said, if the thin pieces drive you nuts because you don't want to mess around with the tediousness of it, just leave it double. But make sure that you're overlapping the pieces that you place, because that way it'll hide that it's separate pieces. Because we want a continuous look. Get this wet. Okay, let's remove the cap here. There. See how I'm just sort of laying it on? As long as it's layered, it'll look cool. See that? Make sure you kind of make it look like bark. When this dries, it's going to be really awesome. Okay, let's do some more. My nerd is starting to show, sorry. God. You just keep doing this for the entire piece. Okay? See, you have your wet piece, and then you just lay it on, make it wrinkly, don't forget. Make it wrinkly. We're covering up the inside. And remember, even after this dries, you can still cut through it with a knife or scissors if you...
But I have a theory. People talk loud when they want to act smart, right? Correct!
You don't like how it looks. That's the beauty of this project. At any stage, you can change it. And it'll still look natural and cool. Okay. Nice piece here. Let's do... Okay. And you just keep doing this until your entire tree is covered with these layers of bark looking pieces. And once it dries, you're going to start to see the yellow of the tape again. Okay, don't be startled, that's fine. After we're done, after this dries and everything, we're going to paint it with a black wash on top. Here's a piece that's... Okay, we're gonna, for the fingers, we're just gonna, as messy as you can, just wrap around. Okay, don't be stressed. Got hair here, whoops. Get that out of the way. Just don't be stressed. Oh, the hair. The hair's stressing me out. Okay, move hair. Okay. I'll cut this out of the video. Sorry, guys. Okay. Don't be stressed. Just remember, when it dries, it's going to be incredible. Okay, just make it wrinkly as you can. All right, so as I was saying, there you go. There's the finger. Pretty cool. Just make it layered. Okay, layer on top of each layer. Don't do like one layer then directly here put another piece. You want them to layer each other so it blends in nicely, and there's no beginning and end to the bark, because we want this bark to look real. Okay, you just do this for the whole thing. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just saturate the pieces with glue. whether it's 1-ply or 2-ply. Kind of regretting the 1-ply at the moment because this paper towel was ultra cheap. Come on. But if it breaks apart, like we said, don't stress. You can still make it work. You just throw it on the body because bark has a beautiful way of working itself out. We're going to fill this in over here. Okay. See how you kind of got a nice grammar. You have to blend it in together with each other. See that? Okay. Yeah, we just keep doing this till it's done. It should take half a day to dry, maybe a whole day. And you'll be able to see the tape through once it's dry to the touch, even though it looks wet underneath because there'll be some glue underneath that's still drying, you can still go ahead and paint, okay? It's okay to paint as long as if you touch it, it's dry. Dry to the touch equals painting. If it's not dry to the touch, wait a while. Okay, make sure. And once it's dry, if you see areas that you messed up on, you can go back to this step and fill them in. Or you can cut off things you don't like or add more foil. Maybe you want to add a bigger nose or, you know, something like that. You can just ball up the foil, tape over it, and then go back to this stage that we're on now. Come apart. Make sure that you don't let any sharp edges show. You want to blend it all. And even here, we're filling up the top, but we can still cut through it because it's just paper. Okay. I'm gonna fix that because I don't like it. Okay, there we go. And we do want to seal this whole thing before we dig a hole for the tea light, because it just makes the structure stronger. Okay. A bit more. But yeah, just remember while you're doing this, keep telling yourself there is no wrong way to do this. There is no wrong way. This is your tree. You change it at any point in time. The only thing that you need to remember is overlap your layers. Like this right here. Overlap. Okay? So we're going to overlap this the next time we come around. If you see that sharp stuff right there, I want to cover that up too. Okay? And then once it dries, it's going to look amazing. And then when we give it its black wash, which we will do tomorrow, it's gonna, the black paint, the black wash is just black paint with lots of water in it. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna be so liquidy that it's gonna fill in the gaps of each of these wrinkles, folds, and it's gonna create depth and shadow. Okay, make sure you make it nice and messy. The messier the better. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. We're just creating some super awesome bark here. Do a few more, and then I'll let you to it, to your own project, because I only have a few pieces left. And then tomorrow, we will do the black wash, which is ultra easy, not messy at all. Well, it's a little messy, but not to our hands, just to the whatever surface we're using. I want to do the fingers again. Turn. Fingers. The fingers you can just wrap like a mummy. See? I'm just kind of wrapping like a mummy. You just keep doing that. In fact, it creates like knots, you know, natural looking kind of knots that you would find on a tree, naturally occurring knots. Yep, but there's just no wrong way to do this. It's just really fun. I mean, the less you think about it, the better it turns out, in other words. So, like, the less you think about, oh my God, where am I going to put this piece? Oh my gosh. the better it's going to turn out, because the messier the better, because it just looks real, more real. Wrap the fingy. See that? Make sure though you're getting those layers, those striations. You want to check at the end before you're done with the gluing that you've covered every piece. And if you get to a point where you're like, oh my god, the whole structure is dry and I skipped a piece, what am I going to do? Well, you just get some water, get some glue, get some paper towel, and seal it up and wait for it to dry. That's it. Very forgiving project. Okay. See, I'm starting to get used to the paper towel now. Its texture and how much I can... Whoops, see, I spoke too soon. Pull it apart here. Okay. Now, we're on the chest area, or face, whatever it is. Break it, let it fall apart. It is kind of like making a mummy. Like, pretend we're making like a mummy in its body. And if you see any sharp edges, make sure they get folded under, or... Okay. And you just keep doing this until your tree is completely covered. I have 2 more pieces. I'll do the 2 pieces, and then I'm going to let you to your project. This is really fun. Okay. Cover up in here. Sorry, I'm in the way. Sorry about that. Get a little carried away here. Okay, so I'm gonna wrinkle it and sort of bring it under here. Okay. Any reference to like something spooky, like a mummy or something, just heightens the coolness of your tree. If you know what I mean. Like anything that just alludes to Halloween makes your tree just that much cooler. And I think this makes our tree look like a mummy. This is my last piece. So I'm going to put this one on, and then I'm going to let you guys finish your tree. And coming apart here. Come on. There we go. Nice. Okay. Okay, it's breaking apart, so I'm going to just go with it. I think that's cool. Any imperfections in the bark is fine. Okay, just kind of drape it here. Yeah, I think that's cool. Make sure you get a little... See, there's some pointy parts here. I'm going to cover that up. All right. Okay. And I need to break more paper towels so I can fill in some of this stuff. But yeah, so there's our guy. Let me move the bowl. So far there he is. Okay, hands. You're also going to do the bottom. Okay. But you want to do the tops of the surfaces first. Let that dry, and then sort of like, you know, hold them up. Maybe get a fan or something, or, you know how to do it. You know your stuff. But yeah, just cover up your whole tree. Let the entire thing dry. And as soon as it's dry to the touch, that's when we're going to be able to give it its black wash. Okay? So yeah, have fun. Tomorrow I'll work on my tree with the rest of the covering here and let it dry. And then tomorrow, hopefully my tree will be dry. That would be nice since I'm promising a video. We'll do the black wash. And if my tree happens to not be dry by tomorrow, which I doubt, I think it will be, I'll still tell you how to do it. So there'll still be a video. So I'm going to try to get this done quickly and then blow dry it or something like that to ensure that he'll be done. We're having a storm outside. It's raining and everything, so I can't put the tree outside. We actually had a tropical storm today, and it's still going on, and we lost internet. I didn't think I was going to be able to put a video up. Hopefully it won't get bad again. But yeah, so just remember, make little wrinkles. Make sure you don't have anything sticking out.
Correct!
And you can fix your tree at any time. It doesn't matter if your tree has dried. You can always fix whatever it is you don't like. But make sure that you layer the layers, cover the layers, make wrinkles, and just have fun. And my hands are sticky. How am I going to press stop on the video, guys? Well, okay, well, I will see you tomorrow. I hope you have a great time. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. There you go, guys. I finished. It took a while. I still need to do this little guy, but... All right. Just need to wait for him to dry. And then we'll do the black wash. There you go. Okay, see you tomorrow. There you go, there's the front. The other video was the back. I didn't realize I had him backwards. This is the top. Okay. Looking good. Okay. Here we go. Time for the black wash.